Hello YouTube, Felix here, Salvage Title Approaches, and today I'm going to go over why I had water in my trunk. Bloop bloop bloop, bloop 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 bloop. Just soak it up a little quick, just so it doesn't cause further damage. But whenever you have a leak, you always check your panel gaps. And I kind of already measured mine. They were about 3/8 of an inch, so they were pretty straightforward. They were nice. There's a little bit of a gap in between my two tail lights here, and over here it's a little bit more flush there. And at one time I did have moisture in my passenger headlight, but once I replaced it with a junkyard part and I guess some plastic mounts I was missing, it was okay. And obviously there's a little bit of panel gaps there, but that wasn't really the issue. I mean, we can look a little bit more in these custom lights that I have. I'm gonna open up the trunk, bloop, and just looking in there, yeah, there's a little bit of a gap in between here, and yeah, the gap's there too, a little bit smaller, but the water wasn't really coming from there. Where the water was coming from was actually underneath everything. Now we're just gonna take off this mat, move the tire. Need the tire iron first, and we're gonna unscrew it out. And well, here's the water, the little puddle I showed you in the beginning of the video. Soak it all up, get that out of here, don't need that here. Yep, now that it's dry. Where the real issue was causing the leak was actually you need to take off this little plastic piece, and it was right behind that insulation right there. So once we take off the piece, bada bing bada boom, just pulls right out after, and it was held in by screws as well. You can kind of look back here and you can see the hose that comes down from the sunroof or the moonroof. And my hose right here, it was actually disconnected. So all the water that was leaking from the sunroof was actually going down this tube and then spitting into my wheel well. Where's it supposed to go? Well, right now it's connected properly, so it spits all the water outside. And if you can't really get a good look, I'll have a picture right here, and it's that hose, the one that I was touching earlier. And it turns out, when you get a used car, like Forrest Gump says, you never know what you're gonna get. So when I got mine, there was a subwoofer casing, a wooden one, and kind of like paper mache that kind of was pushed into that passenger side, and you can kind of see some of the Sharpie markings that it was at. But when I had it there, it must have pushed up against that hose and disconnected it, and that's what caused a lot of water to leak into my trunk. So whenever you have a leak, you never know, it could be something as simple as that. So just a little bit of prying can actually save you a lot of time. And with everything put together and a little bit of water cleaned up, that's my story for today. Have a good day.